Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Foliage. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So I wanted to show you my Oxypetalum. This is probably the 7th or 8th bloom that this plant is giving me. I'm very excited because this was a rescued plant. I was not very sure whether I should rescue it or not because it was being thrown away in trash. But anyway, it was a very large plant. It was a very mature plant, so I didn't wanted it to go to waste. So I picked up the plant. And ever since then, I think I bought this plant in the month of either April or March. And ever since then, it has given me around 8 blooms, which is very, very good. So I'm very happy that I took the right decision to, kind of rescue and adopt this plant, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to see such beautiful blooms. And the plant is also starting to put out new growth. These are the two new leaves that have started to grow. The older plant is... has only like one bunch of leaves, does not have a lot of branches, just has this one, and that itself has given me, so this portion itself has given me around 5 to 6 blooms, whereas this one had given me only 2 or 3. So far it's been doing quite well, and I'm happy that I took the decision to kind of rescue it, and I was able to witness this beautiful blooms. Now a lot of people tend to ask that their Oxypetalum is not blooming, because it all depends upon the age. As far as I know, I'm not very sure. The plant has to be mature in order for it to start blooming. A lot of times people buy small saplings, or they just buy one leaf, because it can be propagated with one leaf as well, because this belongs to the cactus family. So they can be easily propagated with one leaf as well. So if you're going to propagate it with one leaf, it is going to take a very, very long time for them to reach to this size wherein they are going to bloom. It won't happen that quick. If you are doing it from one leaf, let's say if I'm going to propagate it with one leaf, it will take at least 1 to 2 years for it to turn mature and then start to bloom, because when it's young it is not going to bloom, it has to be mature. So that's the reason why a lot of people are not getting blooms, because their plant is very, very small. Now this plant definitely is above 2 or 3 years, because it was a very large plant and it was cut into a lot of pieces and thrown out. So this was at least 2 or 3 years old. That's why it's getting a lot of blooms. But if it's a very young plant, it might not bloom that often, or it might not put out blooms that easily. The best thing about this plant is that it does not require sunlight in order for it to open the flowers. The flowers will only open after 8 p.m. and by either 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. like in the early morning, the flower will start to close. So this is one of the flower that does not require sun in order to bloom, because a lot of flowering plants, they require a good amount of sun. So if you're a person who does not get a lot of sun, I think this is one of the plant you can add. The only issue is that this flower is going to open up only post 8 p.m. in the evening. So the only drawback is that this flower is going to open only post 8 p.m. So that is one drawback. But again, if you don't receive a lot of light, I think this is one of the plant you can add in your collection. The fragrance is amazing. At times I forget that there is a bloom, and I only get to know with the fragrance that the flower has opened up, because the smell, the fragrance is very, very strong. It's a very sweet smell, so you can easily, wherever you are in the vicinity, you will get the smell. With one flower itself, I've seen people having like around 8 to 10 blooms at a time, so you can imagine how much of fragrance it is going to give. So, and talking about fertilizers, the best part, you do not need to add a lot of fertilizers, because it belongs to the family of cactus. They don't need a lot of fertilizers. That's another best thing about this plant. So if you are a person who does not use a lot of fertilizers, does not get a lot of light, I think this is one of the plant you can add in your collection. I haven't added much fertilizer. Probably some days back I might have added some liquid compost tea. That's all about it, but usually I do not fertilize it a lot. But even then, it has been giving me a good amount of blooms. So even fertilizers are not the priority for this plant. They do extremely well, because as I've said, it belongs to the cactus family, and they any which ways do not prefer a lot of fertilizers. But in case if you want to add fertilizer, you can go with any liquid based fertilizer. This had bloomed yesterday, so it is completely closed, and this is happening now. It is going to open further as it becomes 10-11 p.m. It is going to open up a little bit more. So guys, now at around 11 p.m. So 11 in the night, it has completely opened up. Looks beautiful, and you can also see all of those pollens inside. So guys, I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.